Welcome to another episode of Bright Headed Publishing Podiobook Book Club. I am your host, Kelly Morgan. Today I sat down with author James Rice. He wrote a wonderful book called The 100-Pound War. It is his journey to lose 100 pounds. He shares with us his candid thoughts, his feelings, his emotions, and tricks to not only losing the weight, but to keeping the weight off. If you are looking for inspiration and motivation to lose weight, this is the podcast episode for you. I'm so glad that he decided to stop by the book club and become a member. Welcome to the podcast, our newest member, author James Rice. James, thank you so much for being on the podcast, being the newest member of the book club. How are you?
I am amazing. Thank you so much for having me on, Kelly. Much appreciated.
I am so excited to talk to you because you are talking about a topic I think that most people can relate to, and that is losing weight, right? I think every time you turn around, there's a new thing out there, a new exercise, a new pill, a new liquid, a new whatever to lose weight. So I'm really excited to hear about your journey and how you were able to be successful. But before we go there, like I was saying to you before, I'm pretty sure when you started off on your weight loss journey, you didn't think you were going to write a book, or did you?
Well, when I started, I wanted to keep a journal, essentially, of what I was doing to lose weight. And then as I was writing it, and you talk about the process of writing, my feelings came out about losing weight and the emotional struggle. So my book is not really about how to lose weight. You can go on YouTube and you can find video upon video and stories upon stories of how to lose weight. And everybody is different. And we do talk about that in the book. Of course, we talk about how I lost weight, but it was more about the emotional side. Nobody really talks about the struggles that you have emotionally losing weight. And on our webpage, 100poundwar.com, which is 100poundwar.com, there's a video of me on day 14 where I recorded it, and it was my emotional state where I was ready to give up because of what people had said to me. And as they discovered I was on a diet. You know, when you're 300 pounds, you don't really want to tell people you're losing weight in case you fail, right? In case you're not successful. You don't want anybody to know. You kind of want to just hide in the shadows. And that was part of the emotional journey that I went through, was I had to, accept that I was losing weight, but realizing that people knew you were so fat and were kind of judging you. I never realized people judged me by my weight. And I just thought, I was a naturally happy guy, big boned, Santa Claus. That's who I was. But I guess, the realization, and it was day 14 and I made the video, the realization that, people looked at me differently than I looked at myself was very traumatic. And made me almost give up and say, why am I fighting this? If people want me to be fat, happy, jovial, then that's what I should be. But ultimately I got through that. So the journal was that sort of cathartic experience of trying to, this is how I started to lose weight, but then it changed to what I was feeling while I was losing weight and how many times I wanted to give up. And then how many times I was successful and I felt really good about myself. So, and there's not a lot of material out there about that journey. And that's why it's called the 100-Pound War. It's not, I go out on and I see it all over on Instagram and YouTube, losing weight is a journey and it's a transformation. It is not. It is a war, and it's a personal war. It's a war between your mind and your body. It is not fun. I did not enjoy it. I enjoy it now that I've lost weight and I've transformed and I've changed my habits, but it was not an enjoyable experience and I never want to go through it again.
And I would agree with you because losing weight is hard, and the thing about losing weight is not losing the weight. There's a bajillion ways out there to lose weight, right? It's keeping the weight off. It's the maintaining of the weight. And you're right. When you do see things on Instagram or whatever it is, it is a journey, but nobody ever talks about let's maintain that weight, right? It's all about let's lose that weight. So how did you go from your journals to, you know what, I think I'm going to publish this and let everybody read it? How do you get there?
So it was probably about month 5 rather, where I started to really, and in my book I talk about it, where like, I'm so overconfident. I got this weight loss thing. Nothing can stop me. I'm losing weight. I am amazing. And of course I get hit by a number of brick walls. So about month 5, I started to see what was happening in my journals, and I started to realize that maybe there is something here. And I originally started as a diary. I went back and I started to create it as a diary. So there is the book, which covers 10 different battles. The battle of stress, the battle of exercise, the battle of sugar and carbs, how to overcome and win those battles. But then I've also created diaries, monthly diaries that I've published online as well, where it shows month 1, what I went through day by day, month 2, day by day. It just became so big that I had to kind of break it up this way. So I thought, if people are just looking for that emotional journey, there's the book. And then if they want to get really into, comparing how I lost weight each day and the battles I went through each day, I've got that as well for them to look at.
So what was the catalyst for you to say, okay, I am going to lose this weight and I'm going to stay committed to losing this weight? What finally did it for you?
Yeah, that's good. And there's 2 points. And number 1, the original, what led me to lose weight was vanity, really. When I went to Miami Beach and I couldn't find my shirt size, I wanted to buy one of those, tacky Hawaiian tourist shirts, in Miami Beach, and I couldn't find my size. Nothing fit me. And I had to go to like 4X, and I was so embarrassed. I was so shaken that I couldn't find my size to buy the shirt that I wanted to go down to Miami Beach, and I wanted one of those terrible shirts to bring back to Canada, because that's something for Canadians to see. I couldn't find the size, I couldn't find the shirt. I was so shaken. I ran out of the store. I did buy a t-shirt that said Miami Beach. It's on some of my videos, and that was one of the motivators, was to keep me going, was to remember that feeling. I was so shaken, and I kind of realized that I was overweight and I had a weight problem. And I left the store. I left my Oakley sunglasses in there. I left my favorite baseball hat because I was trying on all these shirts and they didn't fit. So at first it was pure vanity. After day 14 and the video on the website and that emotional kind of trauma that I went through, where I realized people were looking at me differently, there was a number of different factors. One was anger. I really was angry. Number 2 was I wanted to, kind of show people that I could do it. And then, it became, it changed to, I'm really enjoying the way I feel. I enjoy the health. I enjoy, the flip side of vanity, where people start saying, hey, well, you start looking good, James, or you're looking great. So some of the positive comments started to come through, and that was motivating. And then the last thing was, as I was toward the end of my journey, people were coming into the gym because they had seen my picture and seen my transformation. The gym had advertised it, and they started to talk to me about their personal journeys. And I started to realize that there was some sort of inspiration there, and that really helped me to motivate me to finish the book and get it out there to help people ultimately, which is what I enjoy doing now, is trying to provide them that little bit of guidance, emotional support. I'm not here to tell you what to eat or how to exercise or how much. I'm here to tell you, this is what I feel. And I don't know how many times I have business people, especially businessmen, who are larger in size, and what they're trying to do is lose weight. And I say, what's the problem? Well, I'm busy. I have my job. I have my family. I have my kids. And I say, wait a minute, you gotta invest in yourself. When you're on the airplane and there's smoke and they're giving you the instructions of if there's smoke is in the cabin, what do they tell you? They tell you put your own mask on first and then take the person next to you. That's what you have to do when you're losing weight. You got to save yourself first so you can help your family, you can help your business, you can do all those things. And that's what I found. My day was very short when I was 300 pounds. It was 6 to 8 hours. I was exhausted. My day now, well, it's 8:30 here in Canada. I've been up since 6. I got another 2 hours of work still left in me to keep going. I can go and go and go. So Arnold Schwarzenegger says, there's 24 hours in the day. You only need 6 hours of sleep. You got 20 hours. There's no excuse for you not working out.
Right. So let's talk about some of the challenges to losing weight that I'm pretty sure that you went through. First, let's talk about the war that you probably had with sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Sugar is in everything, pretty much. We're probably all addicted to sugar. I've done sugar detoxes and did not realize almost everything you eat, whether you realize it or not, has sugar in it. So tell me about your sugar war.
So I am a sugar addict, and it's no different from alcohol or drugs or gambling or whatever addiction is out there. I am addicted to sugar. I can easily fall off the wagon and get hooked back onto sugar. It's very intoxicating for me. I love my sugar. I've grown up in a sugar household. There's 74% of food. 74% of our food has sugar in it.
Yeah. Sugar.
How much sugar does your body need? Do you know how much?
How much?
I mean, officially by the UN, WHO standards, it's 28 grams for men, and I think it's like 24 for women. 20. So how much sugar is in a Coke? 38 grams of sugar. So you have 1 gram of you have 1 Coke. You've already had too much sugar for the entire day.
But think how many Cokes people put back in a day.
Sure. Even yogurt. Yogurt has 19 grams of sugar with that fruity yogurt, not the Greek yogurt, the healthy kind, but even Greek yogurt has 6 grams of sugar. So you eat 1 yogurt, you're almost reach your limit of sugar for the entire day. So I was eating upwards of 350 grams of sugar a day when I broke it all down and I thought I was eating healthy. I was eating sugar, and I was eating yogurt, granola bars, fruit smoothies. All of this had sugar in it. All of it was way too much, and so that was affecting me. So the first most incredible battle was to try to get rid of sugar and reduce it down. Now, I got it down to, at the lowest point in my diet was 14 grams of sugar a day I was eating. And that's incredible when I was over at 350 grams of sugar. It took a lot of hard work, and I did have withdrawal. I had incredible withdrawal symptoms. Day 4, I had the shakes. I had sweats. I was dizzy. I had to, my wife had to carry me into the bed to lie me down. I was soaking wet. It was just like, a
detox.
Yeah.
It was a detox.
It was like what, I hear the drug, if you go to a drug rehab, that's what happens to your body. So it's very addictive to me, and it's very hard. Can you name 5 foods without sugar?
No, God, that's hard.
Name 5 foods without sugar. What are they?
Well, fruit has sugar in it, so I can't.
Fruit's full of sugar, absolutely.
So vegetables, they don't have.
Veggies are good. Yes.
Water.
Sure, water. As much as you want.
Okay. Wow.
Keep on the outside of the supermarket. Don't go inside. Think about the supermarket. Keep on the outside of the box there on the supermarket.
The outside. So
you got vegetables on the outside. Yeah. You've got what else is around?
Eggs.
Eggs. Great. Lots of
eggs.
Enjoy your eggs.
Enjoy the eggs.
Even bacon. Okay. A little dirty keto, but that's okay.
Oh, bacon. Yeah, bacon.
No.
And what about milk?
Milk. Yeah. No milk. No sugar in it. Yeah.
I'm thinking about what's on the outside of the store, like you said, and not inside. Is that how you? Is that one way to kind of figure out where the sugar's at?
Go down the vegetables, all those meats, all the meats. Your beef, your chicken. There's no sugar in that. All your dairy products. Generally speaking, you want to be a little bit careful. There's some of the more sugary products, but you can have some of them down through there. So don't shop in the middle aisles where all of the processed food is. All of that's full of sugar. So I stick to the outside, stick to natural. I recently, and I don't support any diet. I like all diets. So I don't say like the keto diet is best, or the Atkins diet is best. I used all of the diets. So I'm not advocating any one particular diet. In fact, I changed my diets throughout the course of the weight loss. I did a little Atkins, I did a little keto, I did a little of this, a little paleo, a little of that, because my body was changing and I needed to kind of change it up. But I recently like the 100-mile diet, where everything fresh around you within 100 miles. You only buy food within, and that's from the COVID-19 pandemic, where we can't go out shopping and the big box stores don't have fresh food. So where do we go? Farmers markets, trying to find, driving down the road looking for people selling their corn or their products off to the side, and buying some of those products. So finding good fresh food is also just really, really important.
Right. So I figured sugar would be a battle. So another battle I think that you would have would be the battle of the portion size and when to eat. Right?
Yeah, that's a great.
That's a battle for me when I'm trying to lose weight. So what did you do to try to help you stay on track?
So I started with intermittent fasting, and it's difficult, intermittent fasting, where you're 18 hours don't eat and 6 hours you have a window to eat. I found it very, very difficult, and I was not at all successful. And I mean, I talk about that. It was just too hard. I couldn't do it. So I had kind of a 12-12 fasting, where I made sure I didn't eat after 6 p.m. And then I tried as long as possible not to eat breakfast, but I couldn't do it. And men and women react differently to intermittent fasting. So you can't have one size fits all with intermittent fasting. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to stretch that fasting process as long as possible. I think the best, I was getting the 14 to 16 hours at the beginning. I was doing okay. But now I pretty much maintain a 12, sometimes 12 hours, 13 hours of fasting pretty much every day. I try not to eat after 6 p.m. And I go as long as I can the next day. But portion size is so interesting because I, of course, ate large portions. And my wife is very tiny. She's very small. And she eats much smaller than me. And I think it was month 8. I looked over at her food and I realized she had more food on her plate than I did. And I said, "Oh my God, look at that. You're eating more than me." So it took me 8 months to get my portion size down where I was feeling very full. And why I was feeling full was just because I was eating very healthy, very clean, very nutritious food. And prior to that, I mean, my plate was stack it and rack it, I tell you.
When I am, that's funny that you mentioned intermittent fasting, because I've been intermittent fasting for the past 35 days. I find it incredibly easy.
Okay, great.
To do the 18-6. That last 2 hours, though, is a killer before it's time for me to eat. So I get that. I get that. And then I can see how the portion size would change over time. But I think for me, when I listen to you, what comes into my mind is, a big fear about losing weight is I'm always fearful that I'm going to be hungry because I've told myself I'm on a diet. Right? And so now automatically my brain is like, a diet? Well, you're going to be hungry all the time.
Right. Yeah, you definitely don't want to use the word diet. I don't like the word diet myself personally. I prefer it's sort of a lifestyle change or a body transformation, and I think about it that way. I'm changing my lifestyle, so I need to change. But in terms of the hunger that you might feel, and certainly I felt it, nuts, I kept nuts around. There's 5 or 6 really great nuts out there, pistachios, almonds, cashews, walnuts, pecans, all of those. My go-to were pistachios and almonds. My trainer loves cashews, and he just said, you feel hungry, just grab the nuts and grab a handful and get through the hour. And gum, chewing a lot of gum, especially like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where I'm like, I need that. Dinner is an hour away. I'm getting hungry, and throwing a stick of gum and chew that, and just to get me through to the hour. But yeah, there was a lot of that. Absolutely, a lot of those problems that I had to go through. It's a challenge, and you've got to find solutions that match your personality. So I love gum. So chewing gum was one. And
oh God, you sound like me. I love gum too. I chew gum all the time because it does stop me from eating, right?
Yeah.
But while you were talking, you made me think of something, especially when you were talking about eating, like eating the nuts or the pistachios or cashews. Did you find that when you were on this journey, did you find out that could you tie certain triggers to eating? Were you an emotional eater? Did you eat when you were bored? Did you find out these things about yourself?
That was stress. For me, it was stress eating. And it wasn't so apparent at the beginning in the first couple of months as it did later on, where when stress would increase, I would want that sugar. And so it was total stress. Stress is another, stress and sugar go side by side sometimes. So how to control stress, and especially now in COVID, I get a lot of people asking about that. And stress comes down to getting a good night's sleep. Is really important, and changing up your habits to make sure you get a good night rest. And supplements have helped as well. Magnesium, taking a little bit more in terms of magnesium. I'm 50 years old, so I'm losing a lot of my minerals and vitamins and hormone changes are going on. So I need a lot of supplements. And the other thing about food, our food is 50% less nutritious than it was 40 years ago because of the toil, because of over consumption. So we need supplements, and you need to find good supplements, not necessarily the stuff that's in the stores, for $9.99. You gotta pay a little premium to get some of that good supplements that'll help you. And you look at what's out there with COVID-19, where people taking vitamin D, zinc. These deficiencies are triggers for COVID to take over your body. And I'm so thankful that I was able to get myself under control, because I had a zinc deficiency. I would have been prime COVID material. Theoretically, I could still get it out there. Anybody can, of course, but I would have been really up there in terms of getting a risk of COVID. So, with my zinc levels the way they were, so deteriorated. I'm going to probably be on zinc for the rest of my days. But my Trainer Saber, who helped me write the book, one of the things that he did, and you need to find somebody who can help you. You can't do this alone. You cannot do this alone. You need somebody to support you, whether it's a trainer, whether it's a dietitian, whether it's a nutritionalist. You need professional help. I could not have done this by myself. It's way too difficult. And what he would do was he would be doing a body analysis every month to check my hormones, to check the balance, trying to make sure that I was that the hormones were in check and doing a good job, and also advising me in terms of the food. And when I'm falling off the wagon, he was right there. So the book is kind of like a conversation between me and him, and how I'm like, I feel like I need zinc, and I really didn't need zinc. But I was feeling like I needed a Coke, and instead of Coke, I was replacing it with a zinc, and he would ask me about how my poop was in the morning, and how your poop is very important. It's very important to make sure your stomach is working well, and your digestion. So all of these little questions, and I hope that the book will spark those questions that people will ask their personal trainers or their nutritionists, where they say, I read in the book that we should do this. Do you think that's a good idea for your body? Because again, everybody's different, but you need somebody who can guide you through how to make those changes, because they're amazing people, the trainers, the nutritionists.
Yes.
They are absolutely amazing, so full of knowledge. And I don't know why we don't use them more. We tend to run to the doctor to get a pill if we feel, my back hurts or my shoulder hurts, when really, I had arthritis in my knee and my shoulder. I had a torn ligaments. I was so full of inflammation that I was eating so much sugar that I was actually just inflaming my body even more. So the more sugar I was eating, the more pain I was feeling. So once I started to cut back on that sugar, get rid of the sugar, the arthritis started to disappear. The blood pressure started to go down. I started to feel a whole lot better. So
yeah, I bet.
All that they teach you and help you and guide you. So there's great people out there, and sometimes you feel silly asking these questions. I'm 50 years old. I didn't know sugar had did this to my body. I had no idea. So
no, we just knew that sugar was good.
Yeah, it just tastes good,
right?
Yeah.
So probably, I'm guessing that another hurdle was that of exercise.
Absolutely.
So what was the motivation behind exercising? Because exercising is tough, especially when you're really heavy. It can be really hard to stay motivated with an exercise program. So how did you start? What did you do?
So a lot of people ask me that exercise, and in the first 3 months, I think I exercised only 10 times. It was more about changing my eating habits. So exercise was not as important as you think it is when you're trying to transform your life. You really got to get your body, your sleep under control. You got to get your nutritional habits under control. You got to get your stress under control. All of those are really important factors before you start launching into an exercise program. I think people want to hit the gym and get on the treadmill and start running and jogging and doing something. That's not going to help you lose weight. It's probably going to cause you to eat more. So you need to get those habits under control. So probably about month 5, my energy level really started to grow, and I felt I could do more at the gym. When I was at the gym initially, I was just doing really basic body weight exercises. And for me, you have to find whatever works for you. I've spoken to people, James, I like to ride my bike. Go ride your bike. Good. I'm not a bike rider. That's fine. If you want to jog, go. I've always enjoyed lifting weights, and lifting weights is probably the best way to lose weight because the difference is when you're jogging, you're burning your calories, but just the calories while you're jogging. So when you stop jogging, you stop burning calories. When you stop walking, you stop burning calories. So when you exercise with weights, when you do weight training, and for men or women, because I see women in the gym too, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to be like, the big Arnold Schwarzenegger. But you can do the weight training, and when you stop and you finish, you continue to burn the calories. Your body continues to burn, especially at night as it's recovering from the weight training. So you lose weight at night, you lose weight when you sweat, and you lose weight when you urinate. So those are the only 3 ways you can lose weight. So if you're out jogging, okay, you're going to lose when you sweat, but you're not necessarily tearing your muscles, and they're not going to change much when you sleep. So you need weight training. That's the recommendation that I would make. But again, I understand some people just don't like it. I don't want to lift weights. So that's fine, but you're going to have to run more. You're going to have to walk more. You're going to have to bike more. For me, you can go to the gym for 45 minutes. I can get a good intense workout and know that at nighttime, my body is going to be repairing itself, and I don't have to spend hours running alone, which I don't really like. Not my favorite thing. Not a jogger. I'm not a jogger. I should, but not a jogger.
So the book came out when? When did the book get published?
This January.
This January of 2020?
Yeah, 2021. Yeah, we published it just this year. So it's only been out a couple of months.
Well, congratulations. So how long officially have you been at your goal weight, or did you lose the 100 pounds?
So I lost it in 2019. So I started at the beginning of 2019, and it took me 9 months, 26 days, and I lost the weight, the 100 pounds. And after that, it's been trying to get even lower, where I think I've lost, prior to the pandemic, I got down to about 172, 173. Gained a little during the pandemic, unfortunately, like all of us. Even my trainer, so it's still good out there. If you haven't lost weight during the pandemic, it's okay. Our goal was maintain and not gain. That was just try to maintain during the pandemic. So, but yeah, our goal moving ahead, you always want to have a goal, is he wants me to be on stage. Can you believe it, Kelly? He wants to make me have a 6-pack and go on stage and do the next book, which is like to be a body transformation champion. I don't know if I can do it, Kelly. I don't know, but if I can, I'll come back and let
Definitely, you're going to have to definitely come back. Are you going to give it a shot, though, or are you going to try?
We're going to start training next week. Everything's kind of opened up here in Canada a bit, so we can get back into the gym, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't get locked down and shut out again here in Canada, so we can keep at the gym. So in theory, yes, I'm giving you an exclusive here, Kelly. I haven't told anybody. We're gonna go for it. Try to get onto the stage by the end of the year. That's the goal. And then,
well, I am so excited because that means, as a member of the book club, you are invited to come back anytime. So definitely, we're gonna have to check in with you to see if you're actually on stage and you've completely transformed your body. That is so exciting, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be work.
He wants me to do. I said I was doing 10 exercises. Exercising 10 times in 3 months. He wants me to exercise 10 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know.
That's a lot of exercise.
I don't know. I'm coming up to 51. I don't know if I can do it.
But you can do it.
We'll give it a shot.
We're going to definitely check back with you. All the information for James and his book will be in the podcast description. The book is 100-Pound War by James Rice. It is available on Amazon. Do you have a website?
Yep, 100poundwar.com, 100.
And it will be in the podcast description. James, so much. It's been a pleasure. It's been lots of fun. Good luck to you, and I'll definitely be checking in with you. Thank you for listening to another episode of Bright Headed Publishing Audiobook Book Club. I have been your host, Kelly Morgan. I just wrapped up with author James Rice as we talked about his book, The 100-Pound War, his journey to losing 100 pounds. You can check him out at his website, the100poundwar.com. Next week, another author, another member to our ever-growing book club. I'm so glad that you decided to listen and to be a member yourself. Until next time, keep writing.